guys, I am GeekDumb, and this is the very first podcast episode that I am, ever creating. And I just want to document the beginning of my journey into cryptocurrency. I'm sure I'll make podcast episodes about other things too. I'm a little bit about me. I'm a paramedic. I play a lot of video games. I am married, have a beautiful wife, and a dog and 2 cats. So probably make some other episodes about other things as well. Just I enjoy talking, so I think everyone has decided to start a podcast during coronavirus, and I'm hitting the end of that fad. So we'll see what becomes of it. But anyways, I wanted to do the first episode on cryptocurrency because over the last week I have decided to start investing into cryptocurrency. And I have been very wary and skeptical of cryptocurrency in the past. I manage my own investments for my retirement 401k or whatever you want to call it. I have a individual brokerage account, so it's not a 401k, but I invest my own money and I decide which stocks and mutual funds and bonds and precious metals that I want to purchase, and I do that myself, and I do pretty well at it. But over the last decade or so, as cryptocurrency has increased in popularity, I've kind of always been very skeptical of it, and never really wanted to invest in it. I didn't think it was a great investment, but and that's partially because of ignorance on my own part. So I have a investment strategy that's you could call me a value investor. So I like investors like Warren Buffett that try to find undervalued stocks and hold them for a very, very long time. So when I purchase a stock, I'm going in it with the mindset that I am becoming a partial owner of this company, and I'm not becoming an owner of a company just to sell it the very next day. I'm going to hold that company for years and years and years and make money from it. So I try to find undervalued stocks. I only purchase stocks that pay dividends. So I have a very you could say conservative investment strategy in that regard. And I won't invest in a company where I don't understand how they make money. So I don't invest in a lot of tech companies because I don't understand the intricacies of technology to the level where I feel like I can make a good risk assessment of a investment and purchase that investment. I just don't think I have that knowledge or expertise in order to do so. So I purchase stock like the Coca-Cola company. I understand how Coca-Cola makes money. It's because of people like me that drink way too much Diet Coke. But anyways, so I never really understood cryptocurrency, how it worked. I still have very, very limited knowledge. But the thing that I do understand that's really attractive to me about cryptocurrency is that it is decentralized, that it's not run by the Federal Reserve, something like that. And really, it's the Federal Reserve that's driven me to this point where I'm looking at Bitcoin and Ethereum and what have you, and seeing them as a really good investment, because the way things have been going with the Fed over the last however many years, I don't have a lot of faith in the U.S. dollar at this point, and I think that our economy is heading to another recession or depression, whatever you want to call it, I think that we're heading that way, and we're heading that way pretty quick. So, for instance, I have this page up here. We'll just read this paragraph here. But since September 2019, research shows that the Fed has pumped over $9 trillion to primary dealers by leveraging enormous emergency repo operations. A recently published investigative report shows the U.S. Central Bank submits the daily loan tally, but the Fed will not provide the public with information concerning the recipients. Estimates say in 2020 alone, the U.S. has created 22% of all the U.S. dollar issued since the birth of the nation. So, nearly a quarter of the U.S. dollar that is in existence has been printed since 2020. That is absolutely mind-boggling. And right now, the inflation rate increased quite a bit this April. I think that the federal government is probably having to do some damage control with these numbers, but as we can see, since let's see, it goes back to May of 2020. The inflation rate has been pretty steadily increasing. It looks like the economy was starting to get better in October, November, and then December and January it started to pick back up again. And April was 4.2. I'll be interested to see what the inflation rate is when the May numbers come out. But and you can see this yourself. I was at Home Depot the other day, and I was looking at picking up some 2x4s, and they were like, I want to say they were like $8 or $9 a piece, and normally cheap 2x4s are like $3, and they've like almost tripled in price this year, which is absolutely insane. And I've seen prices increasing at fast food joints, and the price of gas is obviously increasing, but that probably has more to do with the geopolitical situation between Russia and Saudi Arabia, but whatever. But I think with 22% of all the U.S. dollars in circulation, or I know not every U.S. dollar is a physical note in circulation, but with 22% of all U.S. dollars issued since the birth of the nation coming out in 2020 alone, I think we're going to see this inflation rate skyrocket way higher than this. And as an investor, that really scares me, because right now 95% of my investments are made in U.S. dollars, and the other 5%, I've always hedged my investments with precious metals. So I own silver and gold, which accounts for about 5% of my portfolio. But the current situation with how the federal government, the Federal Reserve, are managing their finances, it's making me very, very, very skeptical of how good our economy is going to do in the future. And that is kind of what led me to look more into what Bitcoin is, what Ethereum is, what cryptocurrency is in general. And so that's kind of what led me to the point this week where I'm not putting $100,000 into cryptocurrency right away. I'm starting very slow, and I'm also mining the cryptocurrency. I think investing in mining equipment and earning, I guess you can't say earning, discovering the cryptocurrencies yourself is, I think that's a really attractive idea. And I think it's a good investment too. So don't want to. I'm probably rambling. I don't want to get too off track, but right now I am mining with two computers. I have a GTX 1080 in one computer that I'm mining with, and a 2080 Ti in another computer that I'm mining with. And I'm getting like, I want to say $4 or $5 a day right now. But $4 or $5 a day, that adds up to quite a bit of money that you're investing yearly. That's $1,825 a year. That's pretty good. And so, and I know you have to take electricity into account and whatnot. And I've done those calculations, and I'm still coming out profitable with those two GPUs. But I understand the concepts of putting together a computer. I built both of my computers, and so kind of my next step into this venture, I've put a little bit of money into a Coinbase account, and I have started using Compound.finance in order to lend out cryptocurrencies, and you get a little bit of a annual percentage yield from that. But kind of the next step for me, what I'm going to be working on this month, is putting together a new mining rig. And I'm hoping I can get my hands on a few of these, the new GeForce RTX 3090s, because that is about $8.22 a day in profit per GPU. Excuse me. And if I can get, let's say 8 of them running in a rig, that's $65 a day that I'm making in profit per year. That's 24 grand a year. That's a lot of money. That's, to put that in perspective, and that's cash that you're getting essentially. You can sell those Bitcoins right away for cash. If you are investing in a dividend paying stock and you're getting, I don't know what the average dividend yield is, probably like 2.5%. Let's say it's 2%. If you are investing in a dividend paying stock and you want to get $24,000 a year in dividend payments, you would have to have $1.2 million invested. And so to be getting this money paid to me in cash, essentially on a daily basis, that's very, very attractive. That's really good passive income. And you're doing it, let's say, I think right now when I was looking at them, they're like $3,600 on Amazon. So you're getting $24,000 a year for, a $30,000 investment. Is that right? That can't be right. 3,600 times 8 GPUs. $28,800 a year. Yeah, that's right. And those 8 GPUs are bringing you in $24,000 a year. So your initial investment in these GPUs is almost paid off for in a year. That's incredible. And I think, I'm not 100% sure because I'm still learning how to navigate these profit calculator websites and whatnot, but I think that profit is taking into account the low price that Bitcoin's at right now. I think it's at, let's see what it's at today. $36,236. If we go back to where it hit its peak, at $63,000, that's going to be, a profit of what, $13-14 a day per GPU. That's incredible to me that you can make back the money you invested within a year. Generally when I'm purchasing a stock, I am part of my analysis is I'm hoping that it's going to produce enough earnings to have paid for itself within like 7 years is kind of what I'm looking for. So to have my, if I purchase a mining rig, I'll probably, after I buy the motherboard, the cooling fans, the processor, the RAM, the power supply unit, I'm probably looking at, let's say, I don't know, we'll overguess here, say $35,000-40,000 total cost to get into this. My initial investment is still paid off within a year and a half. That's absolutely insane, and that's very, very attractive to me as someone that wants to do well with their investment. I have a vested interest in providing for myself and my wife, and that sort of passive income that you're getting from Bitcoin is absolutely incredible. And I can take that, and if let's say I get $25,000 in Bitcoin in the first year of doing this, I can take that money and I can keep it in Bitcoin, or I could, let's say I want to invest it into a REIT, a real estate investment trust, or something like that. I can get another 5% per year in dividend payments from that REIT, and I'm making money on top of the money, which is very, very attractive. But probably what is most attractive to me about cryptocurrency is that there's a set number. There's I think for Bitcoin it's what, there's going to be 21 million Bitcoins in existence. Let's see, how many Bitcoins? So there's 21 million Bitcoins that can be mined in total, and 18 million have been mined. 2.362 million are yet to be introduced into circulation. So, and I think it's like I'm not a mathematician, but I think it's like a reverse logarithmic curve or something like that. And so there'll still be Bitcoins discoverable out until like the year, I don't know, like 2140. Is that, someone leave a comment if they know the answer to that. But the fact that there's a set number of Bitcoins and that it is decentralized, I think that gives it, more inherent value than even a precious metal. Like, the gold that I have, I can hold it, I can touch it, I can feel it. That's something that I can't do with Bitcoin. But Bitcoin's value lies in the fact that it is difficult for governments to manipulate its value. Its value is that it is decentralized. And I know like I think that the recent dip in value had a lot to do with the US federal government and the Chinese government saying that they wanted to regulate Bitcoin and things like that. But no matter what they do, they can't take away from that fact that there are only 21 million in existence that can ever be in existence, and that it is a decentralized currency, that no government has issued that currency. And so that's where I think its intrinsic value lies. And I understand that concept well enough that it is making me comfortable to invest in Bitcoin and Ethereum. And so I've been learning about some of the smaller cryptocurrencies a little bit. I like the concept of the compound.finance, which I believe is associated with Coinbase. I like the idea of being able to lend out cryptocurrency and get interest on that cryptocurrency. I love interest. I love compound interest. I think that those things are amazing. And if I can take some of the bitcoins that I mine and lend them out and get some interest back on that, that's just more money in my pocket at the end of the day. And that gives me more financial freedom. That allows me to live the life that I want to live, that I feel called to live, and to do the things outside of the financial world that make me happy. Spending time with my wife, playing video games, going to church, things like that. This enables me to have the financial security and stewardship to um, really not have to worry about that in the rest of my life, and that's very attractive to me. I feel like I've said attractive a gazillion times in this episode, but what can I say? So, yeah, just to get back to what my initial plans are, I'm going to put a little bit of my own money into cryptocurrencies each week, purchasing them on Coinbase or whatever. But my main focus is going to be purchasing the hardware necessary to mine it myself. I think that that's a very, very cool concept that there are people all over the world that are using computing power to find these cryptocurrencies, and it increases their own personal wealth. And I understand that the competition is these mega corporations in China and the US that have enormous factories of ASIC miners and what have you. But you can still generate a profit from home, and if you're smart about investing, if you diversify, if you use some of those bitcoins to purchase US dollars and then purchase stocks and bonds and mutual funds, and you keep some of that money in Bitcoin or Ethereum as a hedge against the US dollar, if you're smart about this, you can make a lot of money over the long term. And I think at this stage of the game, it's important to realize that this is not a get-rich-quick scheme. I think that for me, I never see investing as a get-rich scheme. I think that day traders on Wall Street are just, they might as well go to a casino and spin at the roulette table. I don't see any difference between day trading and gambling. But I think if you go about cryptocurrency in a manner that is smart, that you're using forethought to the future, you're thinking about the long term, not about the short term price fluctuations in cryptocurrency and what have you, I think that this is a smart investment. And my buddy has been bugging me for months to get into cryptocurrency, and I've always told him, you're crazy, you're crazy, you're crazy. And I realized, I was thinking, like, why is my buddy crazy? Like, why am I telling him that I think he's stupid for investing in cryptocurrency? And, the more and more I had an internal dialogue with myself about whether or not this was a good investment, the more and more I realized that I really like the concept of cryptocurrency. I see it as something that is a little bit like gold, a little bit like stocks, and I see it as something that has immense value to the world's economy. And I think that going forward, I am just going to try to be more open-minded about investments that I don't understand, and hopefully that will help me grow in my knowledge of the financial market. And that's kind of the reason why I'm doing this podcast. I'll probably do it periodically every few weeks or something, just to document my journey through cryptocurrencies. And see where I started, and we'll see, a year from now, 5 years from now, where I'm at. So if you watch this, thank you for watching. I really appreciate it.